Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Non-Classics. This is episode number 32, 46, Doubleshot number 31, 41. Now, we are going to talk about Spawn and Savage Dragon. This time, yes. And so for Spawn, this is another complete series. Kind of like with the Hellspawn book, this is kind of the same deal with this one. This is Spawn, the Dark Ages. Basically, by the way, this book is 28 issues. But the first half of the book is written by, first 14 issues are by Brian Hugan, and 1528 is by Steve Niles, the same guy behind 30 Days of Night. And the artist for most of this book, actually the first half of this book, is done by Liam Sharp. We have Angel Medina, who was an artist on the main Spawn book. He did one issue, 12, and the main book is Nat Jones. The cover art is done by Glenn Fibray and Liam Sharp for issues 1, 3, and 5. Liam Sharp by himself for issues 2 through 10, 12 to 14. Simon Davis, 11 to 15. Mostly Ashley Wood for the remainder of the book at that point, with the exception of issue 25, which was co-done by Tom McFarlane. Basically, this book, which is Dark Ages, it simply puts the host of Spawn in the Dark Ages. Basically, it's like a Conan Barbarian type of story, where he's got an axe, and it's all medieval style Spawn. That's kind of what this book is. It's 28 issues of really good storytelling by writers who are not Tom McFarlane. Yes, some people think Tom McFarlane is the only person who write good Spawn. Well, some people might think that, but not everybody per se. In the case of this book was actually really good. I just recommend checking it out, but like in the case of Hellspawn, it's a mature book. There is lots of gore in this book. Yes. Is there nudity? Yes. Yes, there's nudity. Not much per se, but you could definitely claim the premise of this book is Spawn meets Conan Barbarian. That's the best way to describe this book. I give the book roughly a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is, of course, like I mentioned, where we're doing Savage Dragon as well. This is the second color trade for Savage Dragon. This is Savage Dragon on Trial. And this collects issues 181 to 186 of Savage Dragon. Basically, he's getting tired of these people, so he decides to come back to Earth. Meanwhile, Malcolm's starting school. Of course, you have Maxine the previous set of issues. Here, it's like a little bit more with Maxine per se, building up that. And by the way, the bully from the previous set of issues, he's not here. So, Angel graduates high school. Yep, she graduates, and well, she was dating this man named Frank, she was dating Frank Jr., and then during the alien invasion, he cheated on her to get Malcolm's ex-girlfriend pregnant. And she practically begged him because she was not going to abort the child. Which I'm glad that Eric Larson did not write a character to have an abortion. Which, thank you, Eric Larson, for not doing that. That would have been so dumb on you for doing that. So, she wants to keep the child. Frank says he's not ready. But then they get married. Yep, these two get married. Angel sulks for a bit. Apparently, she kind of goes back with Daredevil briefly. Yeah, the public domain Daredevil, where he's got kids with him, like he's the Guardian from Jack Kirby's Guardian, with the shield. And then eventually, Drag comes back to Earth. Like, his kids are very happy to see him. But not everybody happy to see him. His former captain, who is not Frank Durian, he's actually a different guy. He is not exactly happy with them. As soon as he sees them, he's immediately put on arrest. What for? Emperor Kerr's rampage. Because the public only saw Emperor Kerr, not Dragon himself. By the way, it's later revealed while he's on trial, he gets contacted by a woman he actually slept with, one of his fellow members of his species, Lorna, that the new homeworld they settled on. Yeah, the four populists came back and kicked them off. And they're virtually gone. Yeah. That's kind of what happens to them. Malcolm, of course, also meets, basically, his brother, Thunderhead. Yes, they kind of confirmed the fact that these two are Pack brothers, because these two are, well, they're kind of related-ish, but they're more like half brothers, because he's the daughter, he's the son, his mom was a different version of Rapture, but they kind of get still be brothers, so there you go. Oh, and by the way, Malcolm does ask Angel about during the course of the invasion, where she just randomly asks him to sleep with her. That's mentioned here, but then it's put to bed. You could say it was heat of the moment, per se, because they thought it was going to be the end of the world. So, Dragon is put on trial for the crimes of Emperor Core. Now, there are character witnesses brought in. There's stuff with Vicious Circle, where they capture the one guy and then he's freed by his replacement for reasons. My guess is because Eric Larson really wanted to continue the Vicious Circle storyline, which has been going on since the start of the series. He really wants to continue it. It's like he wants to bring it back because prior to this, the Vicious Circle had kind of been not there as a major antagonist force in Savage Dragon. And now he's trying to slowly build back up because they're kind of the main bad guys of the series. And Angel was offered a place in a government agency when she graduates, not offered a place in the police force. Malcolm, of course, basically, I think is offered a position in the police force, but not just yet. At first, she's offered a place on the Chicago PD, despite the fact that was Frank's dream. He apparently is not ready yet, according to his mom. So there's that. And Dragon himself is put on trial. Despite all the character witnesses, people who've known him over the years, he's still pronounced guilty and put in prison. Yep, the main character of the series is put in jail. Though the reason why, because Eric Larson wanted to move on from the character, but when I can tell, I never met the guy, so I can't exactly prove this at all. He wanted to move on from the character because he has kids. Do something with the kids. And in fact, Malcolm Dragon at this point, because as far as in jail, he officially becomes the main character of this title. Well, the original main character, it is somewhat retired. He actually remains in jail for a pretty good period of time before it happens later on with him in the book, which I will get to that. Yes, but good book overall, and I do recommend it. I give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. Yes. Was there anything else? Not really. No. There's no Glum in here per se. Yeah. I think he's dead. But good book overall. Yep. So that's gonna be pretty much a particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I'm going to go ahead and work on another comic corner, and then work on Doctor Who while talking about Series 3 for that one, okay? Thanks, Vito.